Smith is like the most famous architect in the world right now. Why is Adrian Smith so famous? When he finished this building in 2009, Adrian Smith then built the Burj Khalifa in Dubai, the tallest building in the world. Ladies and gentlemen, look up. The Burj Khalifa is exactly twice as tall as this building, 2,700 feet tall. Inside Trump International, you got a 5-star hotel, 5-star restaurant, 472 luxury condominiums. On the right now is a tall black skyscraper. This is Mies van der Rohe's AMA building, built in 1971 by the famous German architect. Mies van der Rohe is the father of the modern skyscraper. That's his international less is more style. This building is his tallest, and his last building is home to the 5-star British Langdon Hotel. The next two buildings on the right are the most photographed buildings in all of Chicago, the corn cobs of the Midwest. They're actually called Marina City Towers, built in 1964 and 1967, at 60 stories tall. They were the tallest apartment buildings in the world when they made their debut. They're also the first apartment buildings here on the Chicago River. Look up and to the right as we clear State Street, that great street. You'll notice all the apartments on the Marina City Towers are shaped like pieces of pie. You walk in your apartment, it is horribly narrow. It gets wider as it goes out to the balcony. Yeah, I'm sure that's really easy to decorate, right? I don't know that. Featured in many famous movies like The Blues Brothers and Steve McQueen's The Hunter, when they drove a car off the 17th floor into the Chicago River, that iconic scene. If you're looking for someplace fun to hang out tonight, come on down to Marina City. Not only do you have Dick's Last Resort, we have Bar Louie and Chicago's House of Blues right here on Dearborn Street, all attached to Marina City. Look up and to the right as we clear the bridge. You'll see a green glass building, silver lines going up and down, and that is the ABA building, built in 87 by Bruce Graham. Now, Bruce Graham wanted to pay homage to the river with this building. Look at the green glass of the building. It matches the green color of our river. Why is our river green? Not because we diet on St. Patty's Day, even though we do. It's so much fun. But this is a clay-based river. So as the freshwater algae comes off the lake, the algae that keeps the water blue out there mixes with the clay base of our river, and the water goes from blue to green. Hello. Hello. People love to wave at you on their boat. Feel free to wave back. Just wave with all 5 fingers, all right? We don't want any accidents here. To the right, this red brick structure is 102 years old, the Reed Murdoch Center, built in 1914. If you took the tour 81 years ago when we started giving tours at Wandella, this is all you'd see, Chicago-style warehouses. We were a city of warehouses. This is now the last remaining warehouse on the main branch of the Chicago River. Skyscraper coming up on our right. This is 300 North LaSalle, built in 2009. This skyscraper is LEED certified platinum. Platinum is the highest rating of LEED. LEED stands for Leadership in Energy and Environmental Design. One of the reasons this building earned the platinum rating, almost every single thing inside of that skyscraper is made from recycled material. In front of the boat, the double-decker Wells Street Bridge is one of the 2 double-decker bridges in Chicago for the L train to go over top. The L train, which you see going over now, is the second oldest transit system in the country, behind the one in Boston, Massachusetts. It was invented for the World's Fair of 1893. You can't miss the next building on the other side of the bridge. It was the largest structure in the world when it made its debut in 1930 for Marshall Field and Company. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Merchandise Mart. It sits on 5 acres of land, 4.25 million square feet of space. Inside, 8 miles of corridor, 500 showrooms. Until 2008, this building had its own zip code. It's now the second largest concrete structure in the country behind only the Pentagon. It is Art Deco, strong vertical lines, setbacks as you go up, geometrical ornamentation throughout the building. The structure took a huge hit during the Great Depression, so Marshall Field and Company sold it in 1945 to Joseph P. Kennedy, JFK's dad, for $13 million. The Kennedy family sold the building in 1998 for $575 million. They made a nice little return on their investment. Kennedy's really good at that. Look to the right, the Chicago Sun-Times building has been voted the ugliest building on the Chicago River. There you go. Someone had to earn it. The plot of land to our right is called Wolf Point. Wolf Point is owned by the Kennedy family. The Kennedys are building 3 skyscrapers here. First one's done, 500 feet tall. There'll be 2 more in this tiny plot of land, 750 feet tall and 900 feet tall. Complete by 2021. The Kennedys are reshaping Chicago's skyline. In front of the boat, we got 2 new blue glass skyscrapers going up, coming up on our right. This is River Point. It'll be complete by the end of this year. 45 stories tall. It's already LEED certified gold. I'm sure it'll be the platinum rating by the time it's complete. Now look at this. On the other side of the pink line there, the skinniest part of this new building in front of the boat to the right is its base. Why did they do that? They had to do that because on the west side of the building is the Amtrak and Metro trains that come to Chicago. On the west and the east side of the building is the river. They only had 40 feet to build the base of their building. That's why this was an empty plot of land for over 100 years. No architecture firm thought it was possible. 150 North Riverside will be complete by the end of 2017, 52 stories tall. Welcome everyone to the South Branch of the Chicago River. The next couple buildings we talk about on the right side of the boat as we head south are built over the train tracks that come into Chicago. How do you build a building over train tracks? I'll show you in just a bit. Look up and to the right, great granite skyscraper with the blue and silver glass is the global office headquarters to the Boeing Corporation. Built in 1990 when Boeing moved from Seattle to Chicago. That's the tallest double-faced clock tower in the country, the top of that building. Look to the right at the base of the Boeing building. You see this wall? This wall, folks, is just there for show. It is hiding the trains and the train tracks underneath the building. If you own a home in this country, you own the air rights above your home. It means no one can build anything above your home without your permission. The railroad companies own the air rights above the rail. Boeing built a building over the air rights, so get this. Boeing is forced to pay Amtrak and Metro $1.3 million every single year just to lease the air their building permanently takes up. That is the most American thing you're going to hear on the tour today, ladies and gentlemen. Don't even breathe that air. That's expensive air. To the right, True North Riverside Plaza, built in 1928, Art Deco building. First building built over the train tracks in Chicago. Also home to Chicago's first public plaza and one of our Wendell Water Texas stops. These older buildings we talk about, though, don't pay air rights fees. Why? Well, they were grandfathered in. They were built before that law came into effect. The next couple buildings coming up on the right side of the boat are identical. And are both built over the train tracks. But what makes Gateway 1 and 2 really unique, ladies and gentlemen, get the cameras ready. These buildings don't hide the train tracks. We can see underneath them to the right. You see the Metro train sitting underneath the building? Now you see all of these pillars, they go on for the whole block. Those pillars are how you build a building over train tracks. Every one of those pillars goes all the way down to the bedrock in Chicago, 75 feet below the surface. Think of those pillars like the roots of a tree. They then come all the way out of the ground. Once they're all sticking out of the ground, you build your new ground floor. Once you have your new ground floor, you build a building from the ground up like any other normal building. Gateway 2 coming up on the right is identical to Gateway 1, just built 2 years later in 1967. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're downstairs, you may have a little trouble seeing this, so either come up top, go to the front of the boat, especially the great views of the front of the boat, the bow. We're lucky Captain Jay's driving. We're going to look up and to the left, and he's going to make a U-turn in front of the tallest building in Chicago, the former Sears, now the Willis. As we make this U-turn, just look up and in front of the boat, and you will get to see all 1,454 feet, all 442 meters, all 110 stories of what was the tallest building in the world in 1974 when it was debuted, taking the title away from the World Trade Center buildings, and held on to the record of tallest building for 24 years until 1998, when it was passed by the Petronas Towers in Malaysia. It's now the second tallest building in the U.S. and the 14th tallest building in the world, the former Sears, now the Willis. Here we go. Look all the way up. You see those glass boxes sticking out of the 103rd floor? That is the ledge. You can walk out onto the ledge at 1,400 feet in the air. That's the highest point you go up to in a building in this country for another couple of years. When you're up there on a crystal clear night, as the sun is setting in the west, you can see the lights turn on in Gary, Indiana, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. If it's clear enough, I've been told sometimes you can see 80 miles across Lake Michigan to the state of Michigan. It's a pretty impressive view. Folks, be careful if you decide to go on the ledge, though, because yes, a family walked out there in the summer of 2014, and yes, the glass cracked. Now, they did not fall through. It was the outermost protective layering of glass that cracked. The engineers of the ledge were asked what happened. They said, and I quote, "That's supposed to happen." No joke. They literally said, "We designed the outermost protective layering of glass to slightly crack to let them know it's time to replace the glass." Yeah, you think if the glass cracks, you should probably replace it. That's just my thought on the glass cracking. People ask me all the time, "Mark, have you ever been on the ledge?" No. At my weight, I'm good. I'm on the ground, okay? I'm here. Now, the name changed the building. Sears, Willis, Sears. Well, it was built for Sears in 74. Sears was in the building until 92. They left the building but held on to the naming rights. Now, they sold the naming rights in 2009 to the British insurance group Willis for nearly $1 billion. So it's now officially the Willis Tower. We'll see a ton